All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. One of the most anticipated cases for the iPhone 14 Pro Max, because Mous has been listening. They have made all the improvements that we needed to make. I finally got the case in, couldn't wait, slapped it on my 14 Pro Max, and I was slightly disappointed. All right, now this can kind of go either direction. A lot of people, I feel like, haven't really touched on this. They kind of gloss high level, but that's why y'all got me, to get into the trenches, to get into the details when it comes to these cases. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. Mous Limitless 5.0. All right, now they make a few different variations. Of course, the classic air mid fiber version, which everybody knows about, which is my favorite, walnut, and they have a new silver pearl, which looks very, very dope in my opinion. But for this one, we're gonna keep it OG. All right, we're gonna keep it OG. Let's go ahead and y'all will see these sitting off on the side. All right, so let's go ahead and keep it OG and start off with the Air Mid Fiber. Now, looking at the Mous case, this is a very familiar look. All right, very clean, very familiar look. What you would expect. You got that Air Mid Fiber on the back. You got that Mous branding, which I actually really like that Mous branding. One thing they added, thank you, Mous, thank you for listening. More case companies should listen to us out here. They added grips, all right? That's just change number one that I love about this case. They added grips, and in the same side, change number two, they got us better buttons, all right? But my slight issue with this case is when it comes to the buttons, and I spoke to Mous about this. Like I said, we'll go ahead and get into it. But before we get going, let's go ahead and weigh the case. Let's see what we are looking at when we are talking about weight. So dropping this one down, it's going to be at 51 grams, all right? So not the lightest case, but honestly, it seems like it's heavier than what it feels like when it's actually on your phone. So let's go ahead and bring the Space Black boy over here. Let's go ahead and pop it on, and let's see what we are working with. Make sure all the corners are popped in, and here is going to be that. And let me get the microfiber cloth, man, so we can wipe off them camera lenses so we can get a good look. But here's going to be that Space Black on that Mous 5.0 Limitless with that Space Black, all right, with the Air Mid Fiber. I think I may have repeated something there, but let's go ahead and get into it, man. So that top side, you see, it is going to be completely closed, all right? Now, on that right side, as you can see, you're going to have those grips. You're going to have a lanyard hold if that's your thing. You're going to have a button, all right? So here is my beef a little bit when it comes to the buttons. So can you hear this? This button just moves around a lot. All right. Now, I talked to Mous about that, and the way they make these free-floating tactile buttons is they got to have it a little bit off the phone so you can get that press when it's actually in the phone, in the case and on the phone and everything like that. If you have the buttons a little bit too close to the actual buttons of the phone, then that's where you get your mushy feeling. So it's kind of a push and pull thing, like I've said, all right? And they've actually told me that the engineering team is actually divided when it comes to the actual engineering group, because some people like how the case, the buttons are a little bit loose, but yet gives you a very nice click. But some people like that, hey, they don't move around, it's a little bit closer, but you may lose some of the tactile feeling when it comes to the buttons. So this is going to be 100% personal preference to you, all right? To me, like I said, it just annoys me slightly because, and you can hear that, just all the buttons kind of wiggle and move around a little bit, all right? So I don't want to delve too much into the buttons. I just want to always make you aware of what's going on deep down when it comes to these cases, and that could be a potential issue if that bothers you or something like that can annoy you, all right? So looking on the bottom side, one thing that I know a lot of you kind of complain a little bit when it comes to Mous cases is they don't give you accurate speaker cutouts, all right? They give you these equal cutouts on both sides regarding if this doesn't need to be bigger. And I know I talked to a few companies who do the same thing, and they do it just to kind of keep things uniform when it comes to the case. Once again, one of those personal preference things. On that left side, there you're going to get those grips again, and you get those new volume up and down, which they are very tactile. Don't get me wrong, but yep, like I said, they are a little bit on the loose and jiggly side. Getting to that mute toggle, you won't have any issues there at all. And flipping it over on the back, you see you're going to get that raised lip around that camera, so you are good to go when you're talking about sitting down on the table. All right, now, take a look at the lay on the table protection. Now, one thing that I really like that Mous does is they have that ski ramp. So, that ski ramp. So down here in the middle, it's going to be a little bit more slow, but as you get to the bottom and as you get to the top, it's going to slope up a little bit, as you can see here. So that results in, when you put it down, has like a little bridge, if I can say so, where it's going to protect that screen if it drops face down. And you already know when it comes to Mous cases, I'm pretty sure if you haven't seen their advertising, they do some of the most insane drop tests, man. So these cases are always going to be tried and true when it comes to protection. Now, how does this case fit on the phone? And Mous cases have always fit amazingly well. It's no difference when it comes to the Limitless this year for the 14 Pro Max. So when it comes to that top, it's going to be very, very stiff. No issues there. Coming along that side, you can barely get anything to pull, all right? Very, very stiff. Of course, you're going to get a little pull when it comes to the buttons, but other than that, very, very stiff. Coming down to that bottom, all very stiff, solid material when it comes to the Limitless. And when this thing is snapped on, it pops on. Y'all can hear the snaps. It's up there. It's not coming off. I've ran mouse cases for years and years and years, and there's never been an issue with the fit mouse. Excellent job when it comes to the fit. And how does this feel in your hand? The grips are just chef's kiss when it comes to the grips, man. This is all I've been wanting for them to do. All they want to do, it's one more thing that I wanted them to do, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on, but give us grip, improve the buttons, and give me a little stronger MagSafe. Like I said, we'll talk about that in a sec, but the phone feels amazing in hand. The grips that they added clears that right up. Checks the boxes for me. It's not too rough, just subtle enough just to give you a little bit of that pattern breakup when you're talking about gripping it. And in my opinion, it does add some very nice grips, all right? So very good job. Makes the phone a little bit thicker. That's what it's going to be when it comes to mouse cases because you're getting that level of protection. Now, when it comes to the Air Mid Fiber back, you already know what time it is, all right? Fingerprint smudge city. But if you're like me and you wipe it off constantly, you keep a little microfiber on you, I don't care about that. I don't complain about phone smudges because guess what? You use your phone with your fingers, so therefore finger marks is going to be on it. It is what it is, all right? So there it is when it comes to how it feels. And before we get into the MagSafe, let's hit that quick rock test, all right? So, you know, it has a little bit of rock right here, but it's not drastic, all right? It doesn't give you a super drastic rock, all right? So bringing MagSafe over here, let's go ahead and check it out. Now, of course, it's gonna work just fine with MagSafe. One thing I've always wanted from mouse is just give us a little bit of magnet strength. Give me a little bit more when it comes to the magnet. And no, it doesn't pick this slab up off, but it tries to move it. But I do feel like it's a little bit of a step ahead from last year's. Not super strong on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the weakest, 10 being the strongest. Give this about a 6.5, all right? It's a little bit middle ground, but it's an inch above more on the stronger side. So mouse, I would like for the magnets to just get a little bit stronger. I know companies don't want them to be insanely strong, but I do feel like you can give us a little bit more when it comes to that magnet strength, all right? Now, going ahead and testing the MagSafe accessories with it. If we can pop this off, pop it on the Apple MagSafe battery pack. As you can see, it is perfectly fine. It's up there, no issues at all when it goes to that. When it comes to the wallet, all of these accessories are going to work just fine with it. It's going to have enough magnetic strength for these accessories to pop up here and you'll be good. You don't have to worry about these things falling off or anything like that. Feels very confident when it comes to that. And getting the big boy 10K, 10,000 milliamp MagSafe right here. This one right here, it's up there, but you can kind of put it off, you know, not super easy, but you can tell where mouse cases could benefit for a little bit more strength when it comes to MagSafe. But overall, if I use this case on a daily, honestly, I wouldn't have any issues when it comes to MagSafe for this case. So let's go ahead and slap the other two versions up there just so you can see what they look like. And here is going to be that silver pearl. Like I said, this is one unique look. So if you out there, man, and you like this, you might want to get this for your lady or whoever it may be, man. I feel like this is it's a different look, man. I like mouse for jumping out there, man, and trying something a little bit different because I do think this is a very good look. All right, so here's going to be the silver pearl within, you know, for that Limitless line. And here's going to be the other OG colorway, man. We got to talk about that walnut, which this is also a very, very clean look in my opinion as well. Goes very good with that space black, and I'm pretty sure it will look good when it comes to that gold version as well. So here it is, walnut, Air Mid Fiber, and we got that silver pearl. All right, main question, should you go out there and spend your money on mouse cases? Now, this one is a mixed bag. If you do not care about the buttons being loose, moves around a little bit, they work flawless, they work good, they just give you a little bit of move around, absolutely go buy this case. With no hands down, go buy the case. You will be thoroughly satisfied. Like everything else with this case is absolutely amazing. All right, they made the improvements, they're listening. So we love when companies listen and make the improvements. Now, if you are a stickler for your cases and you don't want to hear your buttons kind of move around a little bit and have a little wiggling room, you may want to pass on it, all right? That's not meaning that it's a bad case. That just comes to the personal preference to what you like, whether you want your buttons to move around or if you don't, all right? So with me, I still like the case so much, man, that I think I would give it a pass for the buttons because I like everything else about the case. Mouse has always been one of my favorite cases, and they've made the improvements that we have been asking for, and you can't ask for any more when it comes to a case company. All right, so go out there, man, check one out. You already know the links will be down below, and I think I even got a discount code to take you a little bit of money off to make the purchase a little bit more enticing, man. So go grab it for your iPhone down below. Y'all already know, stay locked in, stay subbed up, because I'm bringing y'all all these case reviews for the 14 Pro Max. Y'all be easy. Stay safe. Stay safe. Stay safe out there. Catch you on the next one. Later.